Thank you very much. I thank my longtime friend and fellow member of the Bar Corporation Council, Michael Cardozo, for his words. They mean a great deal to me, coming from the longest-serving corporation council in the history of this city. I have worked closely with Michael over the years. There is no more dedicated and committed public servant. It is often said that we lawyers serve the public interest. Michael's career is proof positive of the accuracy of this claim. I am honored by his presence here today. I thank Dean Buckler, Dean and President Crowell, and the distinguished officials of New York Law School for this honor bestowed on me today. A special word of thanks to my friend Sybil Shainwald, a distinguished graduate of this law school, who has over the years exhibited all of those important qualities that characterize our participation in the exalted practice of law. She represents all that is noble and good in our profession, and we salute her today. Now, 3 or 4, you've heard people introduce me and talk about my career. Thank goodness that Michael Cardozo, nor the dean, nor Sybil, nor Arthur, nobody called me a model public servant. A model public servant. A few years ago, in the Gulf of Mexico, I was administering the BP oil spill fund, and I went into a parish in the backwaters of Louisiana, and the local mayor introduced me as a model public servant. Some critic, there were about 300 people in the room, some critic in the back of the room jumps up, grabs the mic, and says, "Yeah, he's a model public servant. You know what a model is? A small replica of the real thing." So fortunately, no one called me a model here today. Faculty, parents, graduates of New York Law School, guests, I have learned one very important lesson over the years in delivering commencement comments. Be brief. You New York Law School graduates have other priorities. I wish to highlight just 3 brief points for all to consider on this important day, a milestone on your road to professional and personal success. First, with your law degree firmly in hand, do not be afraid to assume new challenges or to choose the road not taken. We lawyers can point with pride to the role we have played in our nation's history in pursuing the uncomfortable, the contrary view, often at odds with citizen sentiment. The challenges may be national in scope or reflect more personal, individual barriers to success. What is important is that you maintain confidence in yourself and you pursue your life's ideal without fear of failure. Especially today, where jobs are scarce, many of you are uncertain about the future, where the future lies. Think out of the box, think creatively about employment possibilities, and remember Winston Churchill's definition of success: the ability to go from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Believe me, when resumes are returned without any message, when you don't even hear from prospective employers, when you wonder whether or not the jobs are there, they are there. Think creatively, think of options, think of different avenues to pursue. Do not lose heart. Believe me, the jobs are out there if you continue to pursue with commitment and dedication. The degree you earn today should reinforce that enthusiasm. Do not succumb to the perceived security that goes hand in glove with the safe path, the easy road, the traditional route. Today, the traditional route may not be there, and we have to think differently. Pursue other dreams, other possibilities. If those planes had not hit those buildings at the World Trade Center, if that oil rig had not exploded in the Gulf of Mexico, if a deranged gunman hadn't killed 32 students and faculty at Virginia Tech, my professional life would have taken a much, much different course. You never know how the best laid plans will be altered and modified. Second, defend our honorable profession when the vocal critics mount their attacks. It is fashionable today, as it has been throughout our history, to criticize the lawyers, to blame our profession. But the sacred rule of law, the pillar on which our freedoms depend, cannot effectively serve our nation without lawyers at the helm. My fellow member of the bar, John Curtin, put it well. Anyone who believes a better day dawns when lawyers are eliminated bears the burden of explaining who will take their place. Who will protect the poor, the injured, the victims of negligence, the victims of racial discrimination, the victims of racial violence? Who but the advocate, the lawyer? Nor is effective lawyer advocacy limited to those who are the victims of national shame and injustice. Remember that every individual, regardless of status or station, is entitled to the rule of law, to the benefits that go with legal representation. I have learned from personal experience over the years that each individual client, each victim of 9/11 or an oil spill or a contract dispute or an immigration disagreement, each victim believes in his heart of hearts that his or her individual claim is the most important lawsuit in the world. It trumps all others. And each of these individuals, fervent in their own belief, is entitled to the best that we as a profession can offer. Finally, is the requirement that we work together to make the law more accessible and affordable to all of our citizens. It is not just the cost of providing legal service, although anybody who thinks talk is cheap should seek some legal advice. There are also other disquieting trends: the closing of courthouse doors to those who seek justice, the realities of the vanishing trial replaced by lengthy delays, confidential settlement agreements, plea bargains, the failure to dispense justice in a prompt and effective manner. As new members of our profession, you have the duty and the obligation to do what you can to make the rule of law and the cost of justice more accessible and meaningful to our fellow citizens. The honor, the individual satisfaction that you have earned today carry with it an obligation and commitment to advance the cause of your client, and in so doing, vindicate the rule of law, thereby promoting the public interest. I hope you will fulfill your own individual dreams. Do not be defeated as you toil in the vineyard, do not lose hope. Keep your eye on the prize. You are the future of our profession, and the future is now. I congratulate you all on this milestone day.
Thank you, Mr. Feinberg.